An empath uses their empathy, their ability to sense and feel other people's emotions to keep them safe. Let me give you an example of my first discovery consciously with the assistance of somebody else that rocked my world and made me understand it more clearly. Listen closely. I was in a psychic training workshop. The facilitator had us meditate and pick up information on the next person. That person happened to be a young man. Two things blurped up in my subconscious that gave me this information. I was proud. I wanted to relay it back. I was doing what the facilitator said. So I was reflecting that positive energy. Then I caught eyes to the young man that I had picked it up on. Suddenly, I shifted into his energy, not the facilitator's energy. That energy made me feel I couldn't share it. So when it was my time to share, suddenly, because I caught his eyes, I shifted into his energy. I said, I can't. The facilitator looked at me and said, why not? He's running the show here. I said, I was gonna say, I don't know, but instead I said, I feel like I'm being invasive. I was telling the truth. That's how I felt. The facilitator walked over to the young man and said, those are your feelings. You feel like you're being invaded. The guy looked ashamed and embarrassed. Then he walked up to me and he said, those are not your feelings. He was so firm, so confident. I felt defensive and angry because that was my identity. My identity was actually twisted and a bit toxic because I was taking that person's energy and making him comfortable instead of sharing my own psychic abilities. So I wanted to keep him comfortable at all costs so he would be my friend, like me, not cause harm to me, right? So the facilitator overrode that. It was true. After that, the guy didn't like me. He didn't trust me. He kind of glared at me a little bit here and there, like, you exposed me. This is the danger with an empath. So I just told you a lot in that small segment that we'll have to go over in many different ways for you to understand this. You may need to re-listen to that several times because there's so much information in there.